Levon Cade is a construction foreman, quietly respected by everyone on his team. He leads a crew of workers on a large-scale building project, earning their trust through his fairness, patience, and calm demeanor.
So listen, today's gonna be hard. We work hard today, there'll be a bonus for you. And let's all go home with the same amount of fingers that we came with.
After wrapping up the morning briefing, Levon walks over to the office to meet Joe Garcia, the man funding the entire project. Joe, along with his wife Carla and daughter Jenny, runs the construction business as a tightly knit family venture built from the ground up. But just as Levon settles into the meeting, trouble walks in. Two aggressive debt collectors arrive, loudly demanding payment from one of the workers. When they begin assaulting the man, Levon doesn't hesitate to intervene.
Excuse me. He needs to get back to work. Get out of here.
Vámonos. Vámonos. Ya, vamos.
We need to get back to work.
Later that day, Levon shifts from worker to father. He heads to his father-in-law's house, where his young daughter Mary now lives. Since the tragic loss of his wife, Mary has been in her grandfather's care, and Levon visits regularly to stay close to her. Meanwhile, across town, the story shifts to Jenny. She's out with college friends, enjoying a carefree night at the club, completely unaware that a group of human traffickers has been watching her every move. Jenny becomes their chosen target. The abduction is fast, organized, and coldly professional. That night, she vanishes without a trace. The next morning, as Levon arrives at the construction site, he notices police officers leaving Joe's office. It doesn't take long to learn the truth. Jenny is missing. Desperate and frustrated with law enforcement, Carla turns to Levon as their last hope. Joe even offers his life savings, pleading for Levon's help, knowing the kind of man he once was. But Levon declines. He's a retired elite soldier, known for brutal efficiency in war zones, but those days are behind him. He left that world 5 years ago, and he's not eager to go back. Searching for clarity, Levon visits an old comrade, Gunny, a fellow veteran now living in solitude. He opens up about his fears and the part of himself he's been trying to bury. Levon explains why he walked away from the military, not because of wounds or fatigue, but because he had become something dark, too violent, too merciless. He fears becoming that man again. But Gunny's words force him to look inward.
I worry about you. When you do this, you better lock in. You better go full on, no half measures, but you do. God help.
After some soul-searching, Levon returns to Joe and accepts the mission. This time, not for money, but because it's the right thing to do.
I'm gonna bring her home. I promise.
He begins where the trail went cold, the nightclub. As he scans the scene, one figure catches his eye, a bartender whose behavior seems just a little too careful. Levon discreetly plants a tracking device on the man's car, then tails him back to his home. Whatever secrets he's hiding, Levon intends to find them.
Hello, Johnny. Wanna have a race? See who wins? Where's the girl?
Cuba can't hold her drink?
The ones your friend snatched out of the back of the bar.
The interrogation doesn't last long before 2 other men barge in. What follows is quick and brutal. 3 dead men, and 1 lead confirmed. Digging through the scene, Levon uncovers evidence that all 3 were part of a Russian crime syndicate, one involved in trafficking and far worse. He decides to stay close to the location, watching and waiting. The next morning, his patience pays off. 2 flashy identical twins and a man named Wolo arrive. Wolo wastes no time. He calls in a cleanup team to erase all traces of the murders. Levon follows them discreetly to a mansion, Wolo's personal residence. Equipped with tactical gear and his old instincts, Levon lies in wait. When Wolo's wife leaves the property, Levon seizes the opportunity and captures him. He ties Wolo to a chair near the pool. At first, Wolo assumes this is business as usual, until Levon reveals Jenny's photo. Still, Wolo refuses to talk. Levon doesn't flinch. He drowns him, but not before Wolo gasps out a single word. Dimmy.
I'm gonna bring her home. Not stopping until I do.
Levon records the utterance, later translating it. The name isn't random. Dimmy is likely the key to finding Jenny. The trail has just begun. Word spreads fast. Simon, a Mafia boss and longtime friend of Wolo, is furious. He mobilizes his men to hunt down the man responsible for the killing. Determined to stay ahead, Levon contacts an old friend in the police force. He asks about Dimmy, Wolo, and their organization. The officer provides a lead, a bar rumored to be connected to drug distribution and shady business. Levon makes his way to the bar. Inside, his presence is immediately noticed. One of the guards approaches, and Levon plays his part, posing as a buyer looking for a serious deal. It works. He's taken to the back to meet Dutch, the bar's owner and a local drug lord. But Dutch is suspicious and doesn't waste time. He orders his men to test Levon.
Get him. Enough!
Impressed, Dutch offers Levon a meeting with someone higher up in the chain. He hands him a phone and a sample product to initiate trust. Meanwhile, Jenny is being held captive by a couple named Artemis and Evan. A client has expressed interest, and they prepare to deliver her. She's shoved into a large case and taken to the meeting spot. But Jenny fights back, biting the man and causing a scene. Artemis and Evan are forced to retreat with her. Back on the other side, Levon receives a call from Dutch. The meeting with the top boss is on. Dutch instructs him to wear something formal. The man he's about to meet is important. Dressed sharply, Levon arrives at the designated location. He's searched by armed guards, turns over his phone, and is finally escorted inside. To his surprise, the boss turns out to be none other than Dimmy, Wolo's son, and the very person Levon has been hunting. Dimmy, unaware of Levon's real intentions, sizes him up and agrees to do business. Levon plays along, waiting for the right moment. But instead of confronting Dimmy immediately, Levon keeps digging. Using the bartender's phone, he uncovers a face, Evan's. He returns to the bar and hacks the communication system. That's when he learns the worst. He's been made. They're coming for him. Levon bolts. He snatches a motorbike and speeds off. It's a full-on pursuit. Eventually, he's cornered. Two officers who seem to be helping him turn out to be part of the same network. Levon is handed over to the twins. They think they've won. That Levon is done. But the truth is, they've just sealed their fate. Levon escapes and kills both twins. Their bodies are brought before Simon, whose rage reaches new heights. Enraged and out of options, Simon calls a meeting with top Mafia leaders. He knows Levon isn't just a threat, he's a storm. To stop him, Simon brings in two elite assassins, cold, precise, and deadly. Their first target? Dimmy. They head to his club, guns blazing. The place is torn apart by bullets. Simon blames Dimmy for everything: Wolo's death, the twins, and the chaos that keeps escalating. With Dimmy's failure now evident, the assassins take control. They hire a hacker to track down Levon, and the trail leads them to the home of Levon's father-in-law. Levon returns just in time to see the house engulfed in flames. Fortunately, Mary and her grandfather survive. But this attack makes everything personal. Fearing for their safety, Levon takes them to Gunny's secluded home. He leaves them in Gunny's protection and requests one last thing: guns. He's going to end this, once and for all. Meanwhile, Jenny is once again being transported by Artemis and Evan. This time, their goal is to get rid of her for good. But Jenny puts up a fight, causing their car to crash into a tree. She escapes into the forest, still bound, but determined. On the road, she flags down a patrol car, but her relief turns to horror when the officers reveal they're also part of the network.
I'm so fucking sorry.
Miss me?
Just as they're about to kill her, a call comes in. The wealthy client still wants Jenny. Artemis and Evan take her back. One last delivery. At Dimmy's club, heavily armed guards stand watch, but Levon is already inside. One by one, he eliminates them with precision and silence. He confronts Dimmy, who is badly shaken. Levon demands Jenny's location. Dimmy tries to negotiate, but Levon isn't there to talk. He wants an address or Dimmy's blood. Dimmy gives up the location. Levon forces him into the car and drives straight there. But after arriving at location, Levon pulls a gun and ends Dimmy's life. Meanwhile, Dutch and his crew catch wind of what happened. Realizing Levon is wiping out their network, they race to the hideout to stop him first. But Levon gets there first. He storms the compound, mowing down Artemis and Evan's guards with brutal force. The room turns into chaos and blood. Bullets fly in all directions. Levon moves like a ghost in a war zone, calculated, ruthless. Inside, the wealthy client prepares to assault Jenny, but just as he steps forward, the door bursts open. Levon shoots him dead without hesitation. Jenny fights back too. She uses her legs to choke Artemis while Levon deals with Evan. Suddenly, the two assassins arrive. Unlike everyone else, they're fast, fearless, and wild. In the end, the assassins fall, like the rest. Jenny is finally safe. Levon drives her home, where Joe and Carla embrace their daughter with tears and disbelief, but not everyone finds closure. Simon, now completely alone, goes to the top of the criminal chain. He begs the syndicate leader for permission to retaliate. The answer is a firm no. The leader has seen what Levon can do. He warns Simon, walk away. Because if you push a man like Levon, he will come back, and he won't stop. The war is over. Levon returns to the only place he calls safe, Gunny's cabin. There, he checks on the only thing that truly matters to him now, his daughter, Mary. For now, the soldier rests. But everyone who crossed him will remember the name, Levon Cade.